Good evening and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to do a few more base pages tonight. I had hoped that I would have my base pages totally finished by now, and I do not. So my base pages are going to come out the first part of November, except for just that one set that I think I've already put out. And then I'll try to get some layouts made from my base pages after they come out. But I am in the middle of puppying. I have one of my girls had puppies yesterday, and we started about 2:20 in the afternoon. Yesterday was Sunday. We finished about 11:30 last night. And maybe I got 2 hours of sleep last night. Maybe, if you added every little 10-minute here and 15 and 20-minute there. So I'm pretty pooped. The first one I'm going to do, I'm pulling scraps, a lot of scraps. Now one base page I'm going to make tonight. It's just 2 full sheets of paper, but everything else I've pulled out scraps. Now the background page was a full sheet, but I've just pulled out some scraps, bigger scraps that have been in my scrap drawer for a long time. I don't know, this was in a paper pad, I think. It's not like my favorite piece of paper. I'm not a roses kind of girl. I scrap my grandsons. So, but I liked this. And it's got this little chicken wire. And so I have this little, let's see if I can get it out here. I have this little chicken wire die cut. And so I decided that I would put this on there, and then I would use this die cut and then do some things with this die cut. So I'm just going to kind of outline it, but that's what we're going to do. So first thing I need to do is just get this stuff glued down. I don't even think I'm going to, normally I ink everything, but I don't think I'm going to on this because I think the chicken wire, I don't think I want to with that chicken wire. So maybe I have to have a little glue tip cleaning here. I haven't scrapped in several days, getting ready for my puppies, and now there it comes. So I'm kind of in a mess. And then I think we've got something else fun coming in November. I just barely heard a little bit about it, so kind of stay tuned. This is in conjunction with Ginger's Corner, and I will have the links down below so that you can, in the description box, so that you can just click on the playlist and you can watch everyone that participated in this. And there's a good playlist this time. So just enjoy. I think it's going to be we did this last year, but I think there are a lot more people participating in it this year. So I think you can click on that playlist and really enjoy this time. Some different people, so it'll be fun. Let's get this. I'm just going to turn it around. I don't want to glue down the side where I don't have anything. So I am just going to kind of get that on there. I have to supplementally feed these puppies. She had 10, and even though her milk is good, it's hard for a mama to give 10 puppies all they need. And they're Doberman, and Doberman usually have large litters, so I'm used to having to do that. But it's like every couple of hours around the clock, so no sleeping, and that is so hard on me. I'm too old to go without sleep. It is very hard on me. So I am going to do these, and then I'm going to get over and kind of try to start resting. I've got to do my weekly Bible study. I thought I'd have those done ahead, and I didn't get them done ahead either, so I've got to get that done also. Time just gets away. Okay, so this was another scrap that I just had in there, and I kind of liked it with all of this. Now, these I cut and then cut apart so that I could just fit them on here. And I don't know, let's see. And it doesn't have to be solid, but I just wanted quite a bit of this chicken wire, just kind of framing that, since it had that little chicken wire look in it. See if hopefully I have enough cut, because I kind of had it laid out and then it kind of got jumbled, but I think I sort of got it back the way it needs to go. Maybe. We'll see. Really wanted that to come out past there. We will see. We will see. Okay, I think that's about it. I think that's it. Let's see if this one does better out there. Put this one in the middle. Yep, I like that better. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Then I can put pictures, title, whatever. You saw that I gutted under this so I could back pictures with that over here if I needed to. So it's just a matter of getting all of these little pieces down. While I'm doing some of this gluing, I'm going to do the twist. The twist is a little different tonight. I have an app on my phone, and my dog is squirming around over there on the hardwood floor. It's kind of noisy. My second girl is ready to have puppies anytime. I mean, like any minute. They bred within a day of each other, so they are going to be right on top of each other. And oh my goodness, it's going to be hard work, but it'll all be done. And no, baby doll, you can't come in here. You know. And that is part of my supplemental income. I don't have a lot of options these days, and they just have 1 litter a year, and this may be my one girl's last litter, because I don't breed them when they get, you know, she's gonna be 6, and so I'm probably not gonna breed her again. She might, I'll talk to the vet, but she might have 1 more litter next year. We'll just have to wait and see. But they're my pets. They're not a business. They're just my pets. And they just helped support themselves and give me a little bit of extra money. But they are my sweethearts. And I don't want to do anything that hurts their health. And then I have a rescue. I'm very much into rescue dogs. So I kind of live both lives. But I do love my Doberman. Oh, anyway, I was going to do the twist while I'm doing this. I'm easily sidetracked these days. She's over here talking to me. I think she wants to go out. You can probably hear her. That's her way of telling me she wants to go out. I should have put her out before I ever started this. Okay, I had to pause and put the dog outside, so I am going to go ahead now and do the twist. I started to do the twist before I put the dog outside, and she was desperate. She's fully pregnant, and she needed to go outside, so I was not going to make her wait. So the twist tonight is a little bit different. It comes from Philippians 1:3. And it's Paul writing to the church at Philippi. And he says, I thank my God every time I remember you. And this was a different church. You know, Paul usually started churches mostly with the Gentiles. And these were certainly Gentiles. This was a church that was in a colony. Philippi was kind of a retired Roman soldier colony. And so here is Paul saying, every time I think of you, I just thank God for you. These were unlikely friends. They were retired Roman soldiers. The Roman Empire had taken over everything, all the known world, basically. And so they were, Paul and the Jews and people were subject to the Roman Empire. And yet Paul had helped establish this church there. And so these unlikely people, these retired Roman soldiers, he's writing and he's saying, every time I think of you, I just thank God for you. And I think, that's like us, because I don't know about you, but sometimes people that were the least likely, that I thought I would never really be good friends with, turn out to be absolutely priceless, dear friends. Sometimes I have one friend that's just one of my very best friends, right? I mean, just would do anything for me. I would do anything for her. And when I first met her and we first started kind of being the same circles, going to church together and being in different things at church and everything, she just, quite honestly, wasn't my favorite person. And we have grown to be literally just amazing friends. And so I have to realize that my first impression is not always the best impression. It's not always right. And I know some people I've heard people say, very seldom is my first impression about someone wrong. And I can't say that, because I have numerous examples of where someone turned out to be just someone amazing when I first saw them. I didn't think that. And so with that said, we also need to be that kind of friend, even though we may be an unlikely person to be someone's friend. What a high compliment for someone to say, every time I think of you, I just thank God for you. That's what Paul was telling these retired Roman soldiers. And what a goal, what a mark for us to shoot for as we are friends to people. And not just our select, best little tight circle, but other friends that are on the fringe, that when they think of us, that they thank God for us. And if we want friends that we're thankful for, we need to be a friend that others are thankful for. So when that came across my little app on my phone as my daily Bible verse a day or so ago, and I thought, that's a good lesson. That's a good lesson for me about friendship. So I hope it kind of reminds you of what kind of friend we really need to be. Almost through with this. Don't have to just glue every little part down, but I want it to hold good, not be pulling up. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to leave it. And like I said, I have a little bit of this left, so I could back pictures over here. I could do a title. I'd gutted this, so I could back pictures over here. I think that gives me some options that I can do. So there's one. There's one. All right. This next one this is Paper House paper that I had gotten at Scrapbook Convention a year or two ago. And I just love this paper. Have it, I think, in green and yellow, maybe orange. But I love this paper, but I hadn't used it. Now, well, why not? And it's kind of different because it looks red, but it actually has kind of a peachy color in it. And so I decided that I was going to do something a little bit different. A lot of times we put a frame behind our layout. I think I did this once here a while back too. But this time I'm going to put the frame on top of the layout. And so I chose this peach color for my background piece. And let's see, I want this one with the broader tip. And we're just going to put this little frame around it. And I'm going to show you how I cut this. I know a lot of you have this same trim. If you open this up and you go to this line, it is the same distance from your cutting groove as this line is. And so you can start here. You can go to, I believe it's here. And I mean, you'll know when you lay it on there. And then just keep turning it and you'll get this nice even frame all the way around. So that's what I did to cut my frame. The back side of this has a red polka dot on it, and it's a true red. And in all honesty, it doesn't look good with the other side because this is a true deep red, which I love, but it just doesn't really look good with the other side of this paper. So I chose the peach color. Makes it kind of look different anyway. Okay, let's see if I can get this on here. I'm sitting down, and to put this on here really well, I think it would be better to be standing up, but I don't want to stand up. I'm tired. I'm really tired. Like I said, my Doberman, the other one, I have them x-rayed right at the very end so that I know exactly how many puppies they're having, so that we don't have, like, you know, one left inside her and then, you know, that poisons them, and it can really kill them fast. So I don't ever want anything like that to happen. So I know exactly how many puppies we're going to have, and then if something happens, I know I know what to do. But so I'm going to put this on here. I cut this one. This one is 8 by 8, so we have a 12 by 12, and then this one is 8 by 8. But I feed them I supplementally feed them every 2 hours. I put, like, she has 10 puppies, and so I put 5 on her, and then I put 5 in a basket in the closet, and I feed them while she's feeding hers, and then I switch them off in 2 hours. So and it takes a little while to make the food, and you feed them with a little tube, and then clean and sterilize everything so that it's ready for the next feeding. And then you lay down a minute, and then it's time to get up and start again. But it's essential for that first while until they get to where they're drinking and eating kind of on their own, not just nursing her. Okay, so that's I might ought to measure that. I know Terry Rice is just dying when she sees me do these things and I don't measure. Okay, that's right on the 2. And that's right on the 2. So I think we're good. And of course, my eyes, I don't see well. Okay, that is, I bet. Well, it's still pretty even. Okay, we're going to leave it. Such as it is, we're going to leave it. It needs to move up, but it's too late. It's dry. It's definitely dried. So I can do it with, I may turn it and do the larger thing at the bottom. So that, I think I'll leave this little bit because there's definitely more room down here than up there. So I think I'll do that. Now, I pulled some things to go with this. In my frame drawer, looks like I had used this for something, and I thought I could use that. I found I have frames and tabs, or not tabs, what are these things? Tags in a drawer. And then I also have some things like this, and this goes well with it. But I don't know what pictures I've got. But I'm going to stick that in there. And then I had, this is really what I liked. This frame and this little envelope. So I don't know that I'm going to use that. But anyway, I stuck it in there because I had it. But I really liked this frame and this little envelope. That was like what I was really drawn to for that. And then I also had this, and it's a white glitter. And I thought, you know, that since that heart has glitter on it, I could even do something like that back in there, was kind of my thought. And then I've got this one, and I think it's a little too orangey. I could probably get by with it, but I think it's a little too orangey. And then I have what I gutted from that to back my pictures. And I've got this cute little tag. And then I also found this was in that drawer, which might work. So I'm just going to toss all of these things in with it. And I've got a little bit of extra paper of this, but I'm just going to toss all of that in with it and give me some options. I'm going to toss that in there. It'll just give me some options, and that may not even be the direction I go, but at least it gives me some options. So there's number 2. Number 3 is going to be a water layout of some kind. I don't know. We nearly always have birthdays or something that are water layouts. But this was in my, all of this I pulled out of my blue scraps. But my little dog, my little rescue dog, my Maisie, my little love of my life, she likes to eat paper. It is just a delicacy to her. And so one time back when I stored all of my cardstock, my colored cardstock, in these tubs, and then I had them in these folders, and she just literally went down the whole edge of that chewing. And so all of my 12 by 12, a bunch of my 8.5 by 11, one corner, just all the way down that. Nearly every sheet I owned had been chewed on. I've just about got it all used because that was a long time ago. But I had this left in my scraps. And so I'm going to, I'm just going to cut it down and move, baby doll. My dog is really getting where she wants to be right with me. She's standing here right with me. So I know she's getting really close to having her babies. Let's see. This is 8.5 by 11. So let's cut it at, we could do it a square. I just did a square though. If I do 8.5 by 8.5, let's just do that. That other one was a square, 8 by 8, but let's do that anyway. So here is going to be our background. Here is our water. And now I may do something a little different with this, but look at this cute, cute, cute embellishment. Tiffany made this. I got it in a Ginger's Corner swap. And it is so, so, so cute. Be cute like with my title running down here, and then this little guy, and then some pictures maybe around. That's kind of what I think I want to do. I just think he is so cute. And then I've got, see, this would even, like, depending on what size pictures I have, and I even think this little polka dot would be cute with it. I think you could just do about anything you wanted to. And I've got a darker polka dot, and then I've got several sheets. These were in an old 4x6 pad, and like I said, I put all of my 4x6s, my 6x6, my 8x8s, my 8.5 by 11 pattern paper, all in my scraps so that I would use them. But this is what I think I want to do with this. I just think that is so, so cute. So let's get this down. Yes, baby girl, I see you. I see you. She is so sweet. She looks mean, and oh, I'm telling you, the UPS guy, he will not even hardly put a package through the gate. because she will talk to them. And I do think she would protect me. I really do. She's never been put in that situation, but I really think she would. I got her when she was 8 months old, and the couple that had her were going to breed Doberman, and they didn't know anything about it. And they never bred her. They had bought a male and a female and puppies, and it just got to be way more than they thought it was going to be. And so they just got rid of her. But I think the guy was kind of rough. It was a kind of a big guy, and she had on this chain collar, and she was real like skittish for a while after I got her. And so I think he might have been a little harsh with her. And so she really, really, really responds to the gentleness and the touching and the talking to her and the petting and everything. And so she and I are just like that. And she loves me. Loves me, loves me, loves me. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to leave that. And then whatever I need, I could use for title, or I could do whatever. But I'm going to stick these in with that. So that gives us 3 more base pages. I think this is 10, 11, and 12. So we have the blue one. We have the reddish and peach colored one. And we have, I don't want to spill all of my goodies here. And we have our one that is the maroon with the pink. So I'm gaining on it. I'm gaining on it. So thank you so much for dropping by. Keep me in your prayers as I get these puppies going. And it's a hard job for about 8 weeks, but I really need it. So just keep me in your prayers that I will be durable and that my puppies will be healthy and sweet and go to homes that cherish them. So thank you for dropping by. I hope you have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.